Welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show, featuring the head coach of the Nicholls State University football team, Charlie Stubbs. Today's program is presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. The Charlie Stubbs Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. Good afternoon and welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. In a year that held so much promise, the Nicholls Colonels' hopes for a winning season have been derailed by an insurmountable number of injuries to key personnel. But as we saw again this past Saturday, this team's fighting spirit hasn't waned, and they'll need every ounce of it tonight in their season finale against the newly crowned Southland Conference champions. We're here with the head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
We saw a team on Saturday, unfortunately, that was on the wrong end of the score, but as you mentioned to them after the game, never gave up for a second. And that's inspiring to see, despite all the bumps and bruises and injuries this team has sustained, they just keep plugging away.
Yeah, I really like that in the team this year. We have fought hard, and we've had some great moments too, and I don't forget those. But in that game right there last week, you know, it came down to just a few plays, and that's exciting, but they made a few more than we made. But again, we fought and clawed. I mean, example for that is in the fourth quarter, the defense made a nice stop. Near the end, it was 17-3. The offense got the ball and drove 89 yards, resulting in a score, and then we were even attempting an onside kick at the end. So you couldn't do those things if you had pretty much phoned it in or gave up, and these guys are not giving up.
The Colonels taking on Central Arkansas this past Saturday here, and Nicholls and UCA in similar situations, both teams coming banged up. Despite the fact that Central Arkansas has really ruled the Southland Conference the last couple of years or been near at the top, the Colonels have gone down to the wire each and every time with them.
Yeah, we played them very well. It's just sometimes the matchups are favorable, but we did some good things. And again, I feel like we're getting closer. You know, this season, you know, we've only had a couple games that really have gotten away from us. But other than that, we've been competitive in games, and that's what you have to be. And then, of course, the more that you're in those kind of games, the more you'll know how to behave, react, make those crucial plays that decides it being a victory for us.
This team has taken, I don't even know if it's so much baby steps at this point. There's been marked improvement with the team this year. Like you said, you learn how to lose sometimes before you learn how to win, and you start getting into more winning mentality. And so the Colonels will take a lot of what they learned this year and work toward 2014.
You're exactly right. We have some very good seniors that they play their last game, you know, tonight, and you know, so they're super excited about that. But they've shown very good leadership. And now our young players are coming along at a faster rate than they have in the past because they're getting shown by their teammates how to do things right.
We're going to talk a whole lot more about the seniors in a little bit here. Let's take you back to Saturday, John L. Guidry Stadium in Thibodaux, the Colonels' home finale. The temperature in the mid-70s, gorgeous day, but a strong easterly wind had a big effect on this game. The Nicholls defense came to play in this one. Opening drive by UCA, coming off the edge is Chris Lorden for the sack of Bear QB Ryan Howard. Lorden's third sack on the year. The Bears were forced to punt, and that punt went only 25 yards due to that gusting wind. Nicholls starting at midfield, a combination of runs and short passes. Michael Henry for a 13-yard rush. He averaged over 6.5 yards per carry on Saturday. The Colonels are stopped at the 23, so it's Andrew Dolan on a 40-yard field goal, able to guide it through, giving Nicholls a 3-0 lead, the seventh opening drive score for the Red and Gray. Central Arkansas going for it on 4th and 6 at the Nicholls 28, 9-yard hookup from Howard to Willie Matthews moving the chains. Matthews with 102 all-purpose yards. First and goal at the 7, ball coming right at you. Howard to Clay Murphy for the TD. Howard with his 13th touchdown pass of the season. UCA up 7-3 with 6 minutes left in the first. Nicholls looking to answer. Nice third down conversion here. Play action rollout, and it's Toscani Figaro to tight end Hayden Cardiff, who tight ropes the sideline for a 22-yard gain into enemy territory. Then a little history. Figaro keeps it here and scrambles 6 yards to his left. It puts him over the 1,000-yard rushing mark for the year. Just the second Colonel ever to do that. In fact, he's currently 54 yards from breaking the single-season record here at Nicholls. But that high-flying feeling was short-lived. The next play, 2nd and 4 from the 17. Figaro again cuts back inside this time, and the ball is popped loose. Defensive end Bailey McIver got his hands on it, then lost it out of bounds. The question was, did he ever have possession? Didn't look like it initially. The officials say otherwise, though, and give the ball to Central Arkansas, a very controversial call. Nichols went just 1 of 4 in the red zone, and that turn of events right there certainly did not help their cause. But credit the defense. They're able to turn right around and get a stop. 3rd and short, Byron Cobb able to separate receiver Justin Burdett from the ball. Cobb among the top 5 in the Southland in passes defended. Another short UCA punt followed. Nichols on 3rd and 11 near midfield, able to keep the drive alive. Figaro turns to safety valve Reggie Wilson, hustling for 14 yards. Wilson led the team with 6 catches for 34 yards. Colonel still down by 4 at the end of the first. They get into the red zone. Dolan is on for a 33-yard field goal, but the wind pushes it away. Tough day for the kickers, punters, and passers for that matter. UCA going for it on 4th and 1 at the 9. Quarterback Taylor Reed on the sneak. He gets 2 yards. Reed rotated with Ryan Howard almost every play. That set up Eddie Kamara for a 33-yard field goal, able to slip it inside the left upright. 10-3 Central Arkansas midway through the second. The Bears get it back after a turnover on downs, but the defense swarming Reed here for lost yardage. UCA's drive stalls at the Colonel's 19. Nichols allowed just 109 yards rushing, well below their season average. Kamara on for a 36-yard attempt. The wind absolutely crushes it. It's still a one-possession game. But with under a minute to go before halftime, Howard finds Desmond Smith over the middle. 2 Colonels collide trying to tackle him. It turns into a 48-yard scoring play. 17-3 Bears at the half. Coach, the weather conditions, the wind affected this game in so many different ways. The Colonels really weren't able to utilize their deep threats like Eric Buchanan. It affected the kicking game, certainly affected field position as a result. And there's not a whole lot you can do to control it.
No, sometimes you don't mind rain, but the wind, it was really playing havoc. And even when you have the wind to your back, it causes problems because sometimes those little touch passes go too far and it's hard to keep your accuracy up. But again, both teams had it. Unfortunately, with such a close game, the kicking game, with the field goals being missed, we could have cut it a little bit closer, and then possibly I'm even at the end of the game going for 2 when we scored right with a minute left. So again, it did play havoc, but we got to get used to it, and we still got to play and make plays.
We've been waiting for the defense to step up. They've been banged up and much maligned this year. This was a game where they rose to the challenge.
I thought so. I was very pleased with our defense, other than the one play we just saw, which was right before the half, was the biggest play that they got. So we made them earn everything. I thought the defense also had a few tackles for loss and some sacks, which is encouraging. The biggest downfall for our defense this year is getting those turnovers, the takeaways. And that's what we've got to do because they're doing a lot of things right. But again, there's nothing better and nothing more emotional to get a team really excited is to create a turnover.
Toscani Figaro, unfortunately, he turned the ball over, but before that went over the 1,000-yard mark. And he's just a few yards now from also being the first Colonel ever with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards passing in the same season. And that's got to bode well for his future.
Yeah, I mean, he's played very well. He's had a tremendous year. The biggest thing that, as a coach, it's unfortunate when we lost Marcus Washington at running back, and then we lost, Dalton Hilliard and others. Toscani's probably had to run the ball a little bit more than what I'd have bargained for. And he's getting a little bit worn down, to be honest with you. We played a 12-game season, and it's been a very physical season. But again, he's an exciting player, and I know that he inspires other players on our team.
Well, in the locker room at halftime here, Coach Stubbs reminding his team that this game is still there for the taking.
Not them. It's us. Let's clean it all up. Let's finish the drive, get back in the game 17-10, and then we'll just kick it into gear from there on. Okay? Stay together. You guys, right now, we just got to put all the plays together, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. We had 3 really good drives. We didn't finish them. We did not finish them. And we got to win this football game.
Nichols trying to break a 4-game skid against UCA. Several of those games have gone down to the final moments. This would be no different. Nichols had to rely on short passes. 3rd and 8, Figaro spotting Darrell Watson. 14-yard pickup. Figaro went 10 of 15 through the air for 60 yards. Colonels go for it on 4th and 2 from their 47. Michael Henry running inside. Nothing there, so he bounces back toward the middle. This goes for 13 yards. Nichols leading the Southland in 4th down conversion percentage. Henry trying to get his team going here. But on 4th and 4, linebacker Justin Hurd gets by a blocker and drops Reggie Wilson for a 3-yard loss. Hurd with a team-high 10 tackles for the Bears. 2 of those went for negative yardage. The Colonel defense comes up with another big play, though. 3rd and 7 at the 33. Freshman Josh Singleton records his first career sack, hitting Howard from the blind side. Singleton has been proving his worth as his playing time has increased. Nichols still down 17-3 as we go to the 4th. Now it's time for special teams to make a play. A 41-yard field goal blocked by Brian Lewis. Cameron Brown scoops it up and returns it 11 yards. It's the 3rd block kick for the Colonel's Special Forces, as Coach Stubbs calls them. Nichols back in business. Bo Hebert in at quarterback now, a week after setting a conference record for completion percentage in a game. Xavier Marcus with a 12-yard reception here for a first down. Hebert went 13 of 21, 124 yards. Here, Kerry Fortson hauling it in on the next play for 15 yards. Fortson had 3 catches. Nichols keeps moving it down the field. Eventually, Andrew Dolan attempting a 27-yard field goal. He never misses these. Of course, he slips here trying to plant, and the kick is well off the mark. This was tough to swallow. Nichols still trailing by a pair of touchdowns. Once more, the defense steps up. 4th and 2 at the Bears, at the Colonel's 11. Brian Lewis knocks it away from Jose Moore. Lewis in his final home game really came up big. Nichols takes over on downs, but that drive by UCA ate up over 4 minutes, so just about 4 minutes left here. Here we go, 4th and 7 at their own 25. Hebert fires a strike to Xavier Marcus to keep the game alive. Final minute now, 2nd down at the 11. Hebert to Eric Buchanan. He gets the ball across the goal line. 5th TD reception of the year for Buchanan. That makes it 17-10. But the onside kick subsequent to that fails, and Central Arkansas runs out the clock. You can see it on the faces of the Colonels after the game. They want it so bad right now. There's absolutely no quit. They just cannot get over that hump. And Coach, as you watch the monitor, you can see it on their faces as well. These Colonels want to win so badly right now.
You're exactly right. The biggest thing that I look at sometimes is when they really do hurt after a loss or those things, it really correlates to how much they put into it. And I know they're putting their heart and soul into this right now. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. And so we always, as coaches and players, we're in this together. We always look at ourselves first and try to think, and myself as a head coach, try to think, what can I do better? How can I help? How can I help motivate? But again, I really do like this team. It's just unfortunate. We're really, down the stretch, the last 4 or 5 games, we've been just a shell of the team that we could have been. I'm talking about if we had all of our guys healthy. I mean, I know you can't always have that in football, but we really, do have a good team. And I just wish that we could have been able to put it together in conference play.
Well, one more chance tonight. The Colonels close out their season at Southeastern Louisiana. Kickoff slated for 6 o'clock. Our coverage is already underway on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. Right now, LA 106.3 Rock Hits Radio is airing the Colonel Insider. They'll carry the game live at 5:30. It's a Colonel Countdown on our flagship station, KLRZ 100.3 FM. Their sister station, KLEB 1600 AM, will also begin their coverage at 5:30, and both of those stations will carry the game live as well. A web stream of the game will be available on ESPN3. Their coverage starts at 6. Folks, we'll be back with more of the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm in a moment.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
We welcome you back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm. The head coach of the Nichols Colonels, Charlie Stubbs, rejoins us in a moment. Time to take a look around the Southland Conference, including results from last Saturday. There's a first-time champion in the league. 14th-ranked Southeastern Louisiana pulled off the minor upset over number 4 Sam Houston State, the two-time defending kings of the conference. The Lions scored 24 unanswered points in Hammond and clinched at least a share of the title. They also locked up the Southland's automatic bid into the FCS playoffs. It's the first time the Lions have reached the Division I postseason. Number 9, McNeese State beat Northwestern State in Lake Charles to stay in the running for a piece of the championship. The Cowboys racked up 480 yards of offense against the Southland's number 1 defense. Lamar bested Stephen F. Austin in a wild one in Beaumont. The Cardinals' Alex Ball kicked a game-winning 41-yard field goal with 15 seconds left. Meanwhile, a pair of future Southland teams closed their first seasons in D1. Abilene Christian recorded their 8th straight winning year with a victory at Prairie View A&M, and Incarnate Word got tripped up at home against Angelo State. So here's how it looks heading into the final weekend. If Southeastern can beat Nichols tonight, they will claim the Southland title outright. If the Colonels pull the upset and McNeese defeats Lamar on Saturday, then the Lions and Cowboys will be co-champions. The expectation exists that the Southland will have 3 representatives in the 2014 field for the FCS playoffs when you factor in Sam Houston. Coach, 3 teams in the top 10 right now out of the Southland Conference. Just an amazing league.
Yeah, it's a very tough league. You've got to, just like we're finding here as we're building this program back up, it's just conference wins are hard to come by. And you've got to be healthy, and you've also got to play very well. I mean, there's no give-me's here. So, again, it's exciting to be in this conference, and it's important. It is a football conference, I really believe. And then, of course, when we add in our non-conference schedule, I don't think any young man that comes here to Nichols is ever going to be cheated because they're going to play great competition.
Yeah, this is the epitome of competitiveness in the FCS level. It's just a challenge every single week. You got one again tonight. Southeastern Louisiana, the cream of the crop in the league right now. How do you match up with the team this evening?
Well, the biggest thing, I tell the young men is that to be the best, you got to beat the best. So, I mean, there's nothing we can do other than take care of tonight. We're playing the team that's already been pretty much claimed the conference champions for the year. And so they definitely got our attention. There's no question about that. So we're excited. Again, we're still playing the guys that are available, some young guys that play a lot. And again, you never know. I've been 35 years of coaching, and I've been on the favorable side of some of these upsets. They do happen, but the biggest thing we've got to do is play our best game of the year.
This past Saturday, of course, was Senior Day. We talked a little bit about that before. Amanda Kelly sat down with members of our senior class as they speak about the impact they've had on the program and the impact that Nichols has had on them.
As the season draws to a close, the senior class of Colonels can take solace in the fact that their sacrifices have laid a foundation for the program's future success. While it hasn't shown in the win column, there's little doubt that this crop has contributed so that the next class can reap the benefits. This class took their lumps both literally and figuratively, but they did things the right way. Never quit, shined in the classroom and in the community, and gave the university reasons to be proud.
But again, I'll appreciate this class, and one thing I know it taught them is that perseverance. It taught them that you're going to get knocked down, at times, but you got to get back up. And I know that many things that they've learned here will apply later on in life.
These seniors aren't just football players. Many of them have become involved in activities outside of athletics and have gained valuable experiences from being a Nichols student.
I learned a lot from being a student here, just especially from a global perspective, because there's so much diversity here. And I learned to be more open-minded about different cultures and stuff, and just I feel like, I can go anywhere in the world and just I can adapt easily just because I've been exposed to so many cultures and so many backgrounds just being at Nichols.
The seniors have lived up to the team's creed, Band of Brothers, dispensing valuable football and life advice to the underclassmen.
Kind of my advice to them is truly love, Nichols and wearing those colors, because, it's not going to last, forever, but once you're here, you might as well enjoy it.
There are a lot of things the seniors will miss about playing football for Nichols, but they all share one in common.
I'm going to miss putting the pads on, wearing the red and black for sure. The gray helmets, it's gonna be different, because I don't know what my future holds. I got one more game, I could go out there and get hurt, you never know. So I'm just gonna enjoy. I'm just gonna miss the most putting the helmets on, playing on Saturdays here at Nichols.
The Colonels will conclude the season at Southeastern tonight, but no matter what the outcome is, the seniors will take this season as a learning experience and will not forget how they've grown during their time at Nichols. For the Charlie Stubbs Show, I'm Amanda Kelly.
Hi, my name is Chuck Epela, recruiting coordinator at Nichols State University. We'd like to give you some recruiting tips that can help you in your recruiting process. Our recruiting tip for today is about official visits. What is an official visit, and what are the requirements needed for an official visit? What is an official visit? An official visit is an on-campus visit by a student athlete where all the expenses are paid for by the university. There are 4 requirements needed prior to taking an official visit. First, the student athlete must provide a transcript to the visiting institution. Secondly, the student athlete must provide a test score that was taken on a national testing date. Thirdly, the student athlete must be placed on the institution's IRL, which stands for Institutional Request List. And lastly, they must be registered with the NCAA Eligibility Center. Hopefully, these recruiting tips can help you in your recruiting process.
Thank you very much, Coach Epela. Folks, there are plenty of ways to keep up to the minute with Nichols Athletics. Check out all of our social media sites each and every day. We'll be back in a moment. This is the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
We welcome you back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm. Head coach Charlie Stubbs rejoins us in a moment. Time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. Louisiana's Best can be found at your local Rouse's or at Rouse's.com. This week, it's senior guard Dantrell Thomas, who turned in 27 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals in the Colonels' loss at North Texas last Thursday. Let's take a look at what's going on around Nichols Athletics this weekend. The women's basketball team plays at Texas Southern on the Saturday afternoon. That's actually here at home. KNSU 91.5 FM broadcast that contest. On Saturday evening, the men's basketball team is at Memphis. KLRZ 100.3 FM will carry that game live. Folks, each and every day, check out our official website, GoColonels.com. That's GEAUX, GoColonels.com. We'll have all the latest information you need to follow the Colonel football team through the off season. Coach, that off season is just a few days away now, and we still have plenty coming up. All conference selections will be announced soon. All academic selections will be announced soon. And we've got the team banquet coming up on Monday, December the 2nd. We talk about those academic selections. I don't know if a whole lot of folks are aware, the Colonels, the #1 team in the Southern Conference in APR, academic progress rate, a tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, it's been 4 years of working at it hard as coaches, the players, the type of players we're recruiting here at Nichols, and just staying on them and being persistent. #1 goal always is to graduate our players, and we're doing a very good job with that. Again, it's going to be busy. The young men, we finish up at the season, and then, they get a little bit of a Thanksgiving break. Then they got to come back and attack those academics and those finals. And, and we'll finish everything up. I really believe, as you mentioned, that we'll be well represented on the all-conference teams and all-academic, just to show progress that we made this year. And then, of course, it's going to be great to get all the guys together with their family and friends for the banquet and kind of culminate the season, because there's a lot of highs this year, a lot of good things that happened, and there's definitely things that we got to correct and just improve on. But I do believe that we took another positive step.
I think so, and that's kind of gotten lost the last few weeks with all the hits you've taken, but a win over an FBS program. Of course, you beat Northwestern State, and then Marcus Washington was lost in that game, and it all seemed to snowball from there. But this team has moved forward in a number of different ways.
You're exactly right, and it's fun, like even the O-line. I'll talk a little bit about them, the progress they made, and gave us a chance offensively to really improve and kind of get a little further in the playbook finally. And then, of course, you know, with the O-line's help, of course, Toscani, some of the things he's accomplished thus far this year are special, because I know in the history of Nichols, they've never had a 1,000-yard passer and a 1,000-yard rusher. Those things are just, you know, unbelievable, really, and I don't think too many of things have that happened in our conference ever. So again, there's some fun things that we'll look back on, at least where Nichols will be well represented in that record book.
Colonels continue to make strides on and off the field, of course, as we saw earlier, in the community as well. I think Colonel fans who have followed this program through the last few years maybe were wondering if this team was going to take a step forward. I think they're all confident right now that this program is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I really believe with these seniors' help, these 23 guys, we build a foundation. And you have to do that first before you can really take off with your program. And I really believe that we did that with team character, you know, of course, the academics. And now I really believe the product we're putting out on the field is much better.
What's the next step, Coach?
Well, the next step is get out on the road recruiting. Because, again, we lost a lot of seniors, and we need to fill in some gaps. We need to get stronger. You know, all injuries are unfortunate. Sometimes you can't prevent them, but sometimes you can, and we can minimize them is what I'm talking about. So we need to really go under Coach Greg Carrasquillo and really have a great off-season conditioning.
All right, Coach. Well, 2013 not done yet. We got one final show next Thursday, and we will certainly talk to you then and put a wrap on the 2013 season, but we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
He's the head coach of the Colonels, folks, Charlie Stubbs. That's going to do it for our program today. Again, a reminder, the River Bell Classic tonight in Hammond. It's coming up shortly, 6 o'clock kickoff for Nichols and Southeastern Louisiana. We're airing pregame coverage right now on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. We'll talk to you again next Thursday afternoon. Have a great Thanksgiving morning. We'll talk to you in the afternoon, though. For Amanda Kelly, Eric Solberg, Zachary Carlton, and, of course, the man himself, head coach Charlie Stubbs, I'm Mike Wagenheim signing off. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and make sure you're listening or tuning in to the River Bell Classic tonight from Hammond.
The Charlie Stubbs Show has been presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.